All right, so next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and install it. The first thing to do is to go ahead and install our map sensor here. So the map sensor here needs to be installed. There's actually a little plate. I'll actually pull it out and show you what it looks like so you can see. So there's actually a little plate inside this that's installed, pre-installed for us. I'm gonna take it out so you can see what it looks like. All right, so guys, this is what it looks like. It's just a little plate that will hold the map sensor in. So the way to do this is put it on now and not later. So we can slide it in, and it needs to go, the stud needs to go in the back hole here. And he should be shipped with it on. So I have that stud installed in the back hole, and then we have the front hole here is where the map sensor is going to go. So I usually install this off the bike, press it down, make sure it goes down really nice and smooth in there. Give it the support. Obviously it's plastic, so we don't want to go ahead and crack the sensor. Once we have that, we have this nylon locking nut that can go on, and we'll tighten this down. Check it, make sure it's going down nice and smoothly, not pinching at all, because this is going to be it's important to get this, and it's going to be just snug. We don't have to go crazy, guys. It's important that this gets snugged here because we want that to seal really nicely there so we don't get any dirt in there. You can look in the inside, check it out if we need to, and it looks like that's about it for me. You can check it out if you wanted to. Inside that it's installed and tight against it. These have been in testing stages for over a year, so haven't had any issues at all with them. We just did a little bit different modifications to them. Next thing you want to do is to get this on. Sometimes it's easier if you install this first, because this is kind of tight. You don't have to. Some people for the open airbox one, it's important. This is on there nice and tight, guys. You might have to try it a couple times and get this twisted around here. I might get it close to where I think it's going to be. So should be something like that is what we're looking at, how it's going to be. Next point is to make sure that your hose clamp is right here, so that way we can get to it and we can tighten it. The other one, I believe, needs to be down like this so we can tighten it to it on the throttle body. We'll come over to the quad and let's slip this in, see what we got here, and let's go from there. All right, so going into this thing, I have obviously the airbox out. What I'm going to do first is get this kind of close to where it needs to be. And you can see how it's going to be here roughly. It needs to snap on a little bit more so that way the sensor's going to be good there too. So once I get here, I can go ahead and put this front hose clamp so that way it's over top of it, so when I put it on the throttle body, hose clamp is there for us. So it's pretty kind of hard to see down in here. You can, it's just difficult. So I'm gonna reach my hand up in there and try to get this thing kind of installed here. Actually, it might be easier for me to drop this down in there like this. There you go, and get it on there. I'm gonna check on this side, make sure I get that hose clamp where I want it to be. I guess I need to flip this one so I can get to it. Put it down like this so that way I can get to it with a screwdriver easier. So drop it here. All right. Now I'm coming over here to check on this because you can actually see really nice down in there that this is on correctly. So just want to move it there, make sure it's on the throttle body really good there. All right, so once we have that, next thing we're going to do is go in and put this airbox in. So airbox, get in here. This one is a little bit harder since it has this Fox shock here in the way. Remote. Nope. It'd be best if I put the hose clamp on it first. This clamp on this one needs to be like this way, so that way I can tighten it easier. Actually, I guess it can be either way. It doesn't really matter as long as you have it in the right spot. So get this started here at the top and work my fingers around the bottom here, so that way I can make sure that it is on nicely. There is a machine lip here on both sides so these don't come off. So you need to work your hand in there, make sure it's all the way back to the back, and I can get this hose clamp where I need to be. Probably should have tightened up a little bit. We'll get that where it needs to be here. It's a pretty good spot where I am here. Sometimes you might need to adjust the hose a little bit depending on how the airbox and everything is sitting. So I got this one in pretty nice. I don't have anything tight yet, but you can see that we have like no gap in between the billet aluminum and the hose clamp. It's not even tight yet. I got my my map sensor there. We want to check down here. Still that's on perfectly there. Depending on how you might have to rotate this a little bit, depending on the shock that you have, and depending on things, this might be lifted up. You might have to push it down when we mount it, but this one you can see is sitting pretty nice without anything even being tightened down, pushing it down or anything. So we'll go ahead and tighten these hose clamps down. If you need to, I'm going to twist this one a little bit, sort of Fox shock. the collar, so you can actually kind of rotate this a little bit so that way you kind of put a twist in it so it has a little bit more room away from the shock here. Now, a big thing here, make sure that you look down below that your hose clamp is on it pretty much perfectly, so we can tighten that down. All right. And you can see there's a little bit of a, it's raised a little bit, but like I said, the nice thing about this is all nice silicone, high performance silicone here, so for temperature and everything else. So it's not going to be like an FCI where it's going to let the dirt come in there. So got that done, tighten in perfectly. I mean, it's nice in here, nice and tight there. We'll just go around and we need to tighten up the front clamp here. Clip our map sensor in, double check over here that that's nice and on there, and you can bolt down the rest of it here. And depending what air filter you have, you can plop that guy on there now. So this is what we got. Now, I didn't put the cover on it, but that'll hold that in, and then the bolts in the back there, obviously, just like the stock one goes. And now, like I said, you still can run a cover if you need to put a cover on it. There will be a little bit of a gap up here, so some people put foam if you really need to, but most of us run the open airbox lid anyways. So when you do that, you can run a Silver Fox if you want to on top of it, or you can run it completely open. And like I said, just make sure you double check, make sure the hose clamps are on perfectly like they are there. You can check through here and make sure that hose clamp is nice and close to the throttle body. But the nice thing about this is even without those clamps basically on it, since this is hold up and everything's held in, it keeps that silicone hose pretty good there. And you do want to check, like I said, for shock clearance here. If you need to, you can put a twist in this, so you can actually twist this some, so that way it kind of twists and gives the shock and the shock collars a little bit more room. Looks like on this one we're good where we are. If you need to, you might need to spray some a little bit of lubrication, silicone lubrication or anything like that, or WD-40 on these to get them twisted right where you want to first. And once you get that where you want to, you can mark them. But looks good. Got it installed. We can put the plastic and everything else back in here.